So here are some more Christmas cards, this time candles. Hey, here's the little overview. This is our time lapse, and it's just to show you basically what happens. But as you can see, the candle making is so quick that it's almost impossible to see how it's done. So in a moment or two I'm going to slow all that down for you if you want to stay and watch that. But this is the card that I'm making, and this is what you do. Imagine the edge of the iron is placed there with wax on it, and then the top corner, which is actually the back corner, describes this elliptical shape. You'll see it clearly in the video in a minute. And you follow round that shape from starting point right round and back to starting point. So here we go. Wax the edge of the iron, just the edge, place it on the card and make sure that it creates a good contact. You can see the wax all the way there. Then describe that elliptical shape just like that. Here we go again, same thing. Contact, describe the elliptical shape, back to where you start and lift off. That's it. That's all there is to making candles out of the encaustic art wax. And it's quite nice because you're making wax candles out of wax. Set light to it, put a little wick in. I did that with a stylus, but you could use the tip of the iron if you've got a steady hand. Now notice the bands are different than normal. I've put them along the iron so that the light colours are being dragged down across the darker ones. And this is a quick way of creating a good blend of colours. I want some light at the top because there's some candles going on, and then a bit of dabbing, and that gives an environment. So here we go with the candles. Wax that edge, carefully put it down onto the card, describe that elliptical shape, get back to where you started and lift it off. Same thing, we'll do another one a little bit higher up this time. Same thing though, elliptical shape, back to the start and lift it off. And I thought I'd do a third one. And when I did this, I realised that it didn't really work very well, so try again. And now both the far edges finish at the same point. That doesn't really work very well. So what I've done is I've redone it and overlapped. Now using the tip of the iron to put on some flame colour, and because I'm doing this quite quickly, I haven't bothered to make the background a bit more prepared. So some of the flame colour gets a bit lost in the background. I'm adding a little bit of red to try and strengthen it. You'll find this when you do it yourself, so be aware of that. Now just dabbing the bottoms in to sort of blend and merge what was there. And then taking a bit of contrasting colour, here I'm using the blue-green colour, and just putting some of that down the edge of the card, and then making the classic sort of little stamp marks, just lifting the iron up as you go down. And in order to delineate that a bit more, just run the edge of the iron, the straight edge of the iron this time, through the colour again, and slide that down the straight line that you've created in the initial work. Give it a polish, and there you go. That's a basic candle card. But I'm going to show you another one now, and this next one is done onto a stamp card, and I'm not actually going to put any colours onto the iron. I'm just using the wax that's already there and just making small, tall candles. So little tiny elliptical shapes this time, a variety of heights, a variety of widths. And that's it, the candle part's done. Now, like I said before, I hadn't prepared. This time I'm preparing the background simply by scraping wax colour off using the scribing tool. And that means that when I put clean colour back on, it's going to stay clean. So spot of red and yellow, into the red and the yellow together, spot, and then drag it back. If you notice, I've turned the card upside down, so I'm dragging towards myself because it's much easier to drag the iron than to try and push it. And this stretches out the flame in a much nicer way. And then just using the stylus to pop in some suggestions of wicks. And that's it. I'm going to demonstrate this card in full in one of the later videos if you want to see it, but this is my little Christmas wish fairy. And I hope you do have a nice Christmas. If you don't see the next one, have a lovely time, all the best, and bye for now.